Good afternoon, Hattiesburg. It's Toby Barker. Thank you for joining us for this COVID-19 and City News briefing for Monday, January the 11th. We'll start with today's hospitalizations. As of this morning, we had 106 people between Merit Health Wesley and Forest General who were COVID positive. That's about where we've been for the last 2 weeks. Of those 106, 31 are in the ICU. The ICU number has stayed flat, as you can see in this next slide. It's kind of stayed in that mid-30s. We did, over the course of the weekend, get up to 117 hospitalizations, but several discharged over the weekend, and that has helped in terms of available beds right now. Statewide today, 1,227 new cases were reported, with 19 new deaths, and unfortunately, there were 3 new deaths reported in Forest County, 2 on Saturday, and 1 was reported today, which brings our totals to date: 111 deaths in Forest County and 61 in Lamar County. New positive cases, as we typically do, we kind of update you for the entire weekend. Forest County, 39 on Friday, 47 on Saturday, 38 on Sunday, 28 today. Lamar County, 45 on Friday, 57 on Saturday, 23 yesterday, 16 today. So 293 new cases reported over the course of the weekend, bringing totals to 5733 in Forest County and 4601 in Lamar County. Our 5-day average, as you can see, we're still in some pretty unfortunate territory where we're averaging over the last 5 days well over 100 new positive cases. Of course, with the weekend, that number has come down. The inside 14-day number, that's the number of people who have received their positive test result in the last 2 weeks. That number now stands at 656 in Forest County alone and 646 in Lamar County. Over the weekend, we hit some new territory here. I know that's becoming a frequent refrain on these briefings, but we hit over 1,300 potential active cases, that inside 14-day number for our metro area over the course of the weekend. Now standing at 1,302, where you can see a week ago we were at 1,150, and both Forest County going from 590 to 656, Lamar County going from 560 to 646. Hospitalizations, 100 up to 106, ICU 31. I do want just a word about the inside 14-day number. We're above 1,300. What you hope, while you don't want anyone to get COVID, you hope that number reflects people of a younger age, because typically younger people have an easier time getting over it, unless there's a pre-existing condition. That's not always the case. But on Wednesday, we'll find out what the percentage of new positive cases last week and this week were in terms of over the age of 70, and we'll also find out the average age of these new positives. If that number tends to be lower, then that 1,300 inside 14-day number might not translate and end up with a sort of exponential growth in hospitalizations, which is certainly what we hope. Because our goals continue to be protecting the vulnerable, people over the age of 60, people with underlying or chronic health conditions, as well as preventing the overrun of the healthcare system by slowing the spread, which will allow us to prioritize public health while giving the private sector the space to operate. Testing, one thing that we've pushed since this has really kind of jumped out of control in the last month. Of course, in addition to all of the clinics by Forest General Hattiesburg Clinic and Merit Health Wesley and Semri, there is free testing available. Roy Community Center Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 8 to noon. There's no appointment needed for that. And then in Lamar County has their health department near their courthouse Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can schedule that at covidschedule.umc.edu. You may notice here that Forest County Health Department at the Convention Center is not listed, and that's because that is now transitioned full-time, at least this week and next week, into a full-time immunization center, which I want to show you this next. There are slots available this week, Thursday and Friday. Again, those are just for healthcare workers and people over the age of 75, but we don't want to let any of these slots go unfilled. We have advocated with the health department, some of our state delegation has advocated with the health department to get more vaccines coming to Hattiesburg, because we can fill those slots. And you've shown that you'll do that. We filled those slots today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. There are now only slots available Thursday and Friday. What we have found out, though, is that sometimes when there are cancellations, those slots may open up. So you want to continue checking that if you're looking for an appointment. But you can schedule that at covidvaccine.umc.edu. And what it'll do is it'll guide you through a list of questions, such as, are you a healthcare worker? Are you over 75? Have you already had COVID? And you can answer those and then pick your date based on the Lake Terrace Convention Center. So this option is available for you at our convention center. But also, Hattiesburg Clinic and Forest General announced on Friday, as we talked about then, that there's a full-time immunization clinic, the HealthWorks Immunization Clinic on the first floor of Hattiesburg Clinic at the main office at 415 South 28th. That's Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And you can sign up with your Irish account, but if you're not a Hattiesburg Clinic patient or you know someone who's over the age of 75 and doesn't really know how to navigate Iris, they can call 601-261-1620, 261-1620. Again, we don't want to let any of these vaccines go unused. We know we have the people who need them, so let's all do our part in helping get the word out and getting people there to get those immunizations. Some city news for you. On Friday, we dedicated new batting cages at Vernon Damer Park. This is one of the 1 cent projects from the Parks and Recreation tax that was passed by our taxpayers back in 2019. This project was done by Gray Builders, and again, at Vernon Damer Park, we had several major leaguers on hand to watch. Joe Gray Jr., who is in the Milwaukee Brewers organization, was there and spoke about just opportunity for people who are young kids who don't have a place to go and practice their craft, practice their swing. Having that right there in the neighborhood is a big development for Hattiesburg and for the future of not only youth sports but also our citizenry. We also today released our fiscal year 2021 winter and spring paving list. That complete list is at hattiesburgms.com/news. We're excited about this list because during the course of doing this paving over the next month, we will hit 75 miles paved for our administration. That's a tremendous accomplishment that the city council and everyone helped to contribute to, and also $1.5 million will have been spent in every ward. And so we're glad to see infrastructure continue to be updated. I know we post and talk about that during these briefings, but the 75 miles in 3.5 years is a significant milestone for us. And finally, our act of courage. Also at Friday's event, we had Pittsburgh Pirates outfielder Anthony Alford, who brought the Players Alliance. Players Alliance is a group of African-American Major League ball players, both current and former, who pool their resources to go into underserved communities and give out equipment, but also partner with food pantries. Martha Allen at Extra Table did yeoman's work to bring food distribution boxes for this event as well. And the Players Alliance donated bats and balls and gloves, and kids got to see real major leaguers right there in the Hattiesburg community. So we thank Anthony Alford for his commitment and making sure that Hattiesburg, Mississippi got on the tour of 35 cities that the Players Alliance is doing prior to this next season. As we start the week, I want to remind you to wash your hands, take care of yourself mentally and physically, wear a mask if you go out in public, do only what is essential, and remember, you're safer at home. Have a good rest of your Monday.